Hi guys, and welcome to the Field Sports blog. Now, I hope you're all staying safe and well during these pretty crazy times. Obviously, I'm quite limited to what I can do at home at the moment. So this week's video is going to be on shotgun cartridges, and more specifically, how they work. So if you've been shooting for a while, you probably know the ins and outs, what's inside one, and how they all work. But if you're quite new to the sport, you obviously want to know what happens when you pull the trigger. So hopefully, by opening a few up and taking a little look inside, we'll be able to make it a little bit clearer for you. So let's take a little look. Shotgun cartridges are more or less exactly the same. It has to be said. Now, there are plenty of variables, but they all look remarkably similar. So this is a game ball 7.5, 28 grams, 7.5. So this is a clay load. We compare that to another game ball. This is a clear pigeon, and the clue in the name is this is for pigeon shooting. So this is 32 grams of 6. Now, we will get into the numbers in a little bit more detail shortly, but they are visually very much the same. Obviously, these are in clear casing, so you can sort of get a bit of a head start on where we're going with this one. 7.5 dictates the size of the shot inside, so all the balls in the end there, the shot, they are size 7.5 compared to this one, which are a size 6. 28 grams is relevant to the amount of balls in the end, if you like. So this one is a heavier load than that one. This has got more killing power than this cartridge. This one is a fibre wad, this one's a plastic wad. There are a few differences, but you know, from the outside looking in, they are effectively the same thing. So let's get inside one and see what they look like. Okay, so obviously being a plastic wad, it should be quite easy to cut these open. I have already cut a couple open just to have a little bit of a head start, just for shot size comparison really. So this one is the clear pigeon, 32 grams of 6. Now I'm just trying to keep the wad intact on this one, if I can, and not get shot all over my living room floor, ideally. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so we'll start with the business end, as it were. So in this little red box now, if I find them all, is 32 grams of 6 shot. That's all it is. I don't think you can even see that in my hand there, can you? 32 grams of those little bad boys there. They are what does the damage. Ultimately, that's what ends up hitting the target. But to get there, they have to make their way out of this. So as you see, I have sort of demolished this one a little bit, it has to be said. But the end of the cartridge did start off something like that. So it's all crimped over. That crimp will open when the time is right, so to speak. And the shot will be carried by this wad. So this is a plastic wad. Now, they are, I think it's fair to say, in decline at the moment. Obviously, the big plastic debate will roar on, I'm sure. But a lot of people are using less and less plastic. Personally, I don't really shoot with plastic anymore. Some steel loads, you have to. There isn't really a whole lot of choice, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be changing shortly as well. But what makes that go? That would be the propellant, or the gunpowder, if you will. So you'll notice that in the bottom of the cartridge itself, there's a little ring there, the primer. Now this gets hit by the firing pin of the gun, so when you pull the trigger, firing pin hits the the primer there. That then ignites the propellant, the gunpowder. That then forces the wad to leave the cartridge, effectively carrying with it the shot. So it's pretty simple, really. You get a bang here, this ignites, pushes that wad out, carrying the shot with it. It's quite straightforward, really. Now, like I said, there are several variables when it comes to cartridges. So this one, if I can get it out, is a fibre wad. So as you can see, this is a cup type wad, so all the shot sits inside of here. Whereas a fibre wad will just effectively push the load out of the barrel. Like I say, most people these days are using fibre wads, but plastic is still with us at the moment. So we'll take a look and we'll compare some shot sizes and we'll go from there. So with shot size, obviously shot comes in a variety of formats. These are all lead based cartridges, which is a debate for another day. Lead may well be the next plastic. But for now, that's what the majority of us use. A few people are switching over to steel, but generally I will only use steel for wildfowling. Obviously they are the laws in the UK. Shot size, unfortunately this is the whole range that I had to show you at home handy, really. So a 5 would be a pretty average game load, as would a 6. 6.5, yeah, that might be on the realms of a bit of both. 7.5 is most definitely a clay load. So the bigger the number, the smaller the shot size. Obviously you only need small pellets to break a clay pigeon, whereas a big cock pheasant is going to take a little bit more stopping power. So it might be quite difficult to see the size comparison just there. So try and show you a little bit closer up. So that is a 5 shot, and that is a 7.5. So you can see the 7.5, it's not hugely a great deal smaller, but it is certainly smaller. So obviously if you went up to a 3 and compared that to an 8 or an 8.5, you'd see a lot more of a difference. But like I say, unfortunately that's all I had to show you for now. So it's just about being clued up and getting the right cartridges for the right quarry, if you like. If you're only shooting clay pigeons, stick with 7.5. 28 grams is a fairly heavy clay load, really. I've shot with 21s and 24s and had a fair amount of success with those. Again, if you're going for real high birds, you might want to pick a 34 or a 36 gram load of 5. It's all very much personal preference, and you need to match the cartridge with the style of shooting that you're doing, effectively. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say which cartridges are best. Personally, I like Game Ball. But there's so many cartridges out there that suit shooters differently. My style of shooting will be completely different to yours. So there is not a lot of point in me telling you to go out and buy 1,000 Game Balls, because you might not like them. Well, guys, I hope that cleared up a few things for you. By no means was that the most comprehensive guide to shotgun cartridges that's probably on YouTube. Believe me, I know that. It was purely a beginner's guide, if you like, to what happens with a cartridge when you pull the trigger, effectively. I possibly will do some more in the future, a little bit more in depth, if you guys want them, obviously. I will be doing some more YouTube videos from home, from the isolation station. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, but if you have got any ideas of something I can do at home that you guys want to see, drop a comment below and I'll see what I can do. While you're here, please subscribe and like the video. Until next time, guys, stay safe and I'll see you soon.